The Dallas Cowboys allowed 511 points last season, the worst total in franchise history and the worst scoring defense in football. They still finished 7th in scoring. They still beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving before the largest regular season television audience the sport has ever measured. They still missed the playoffs at 7 wins, 9 losses, and a tie. Dallas spent this offseason rebuilding one entire side of the ball, and the centerpiece is a rookie. The front office traded up to draft a defender whose week 1 position sits nowhere near the one on his scouting report. Dak Prescott threw for 4,552 yards with 30 touchdowns and passed Tony Romo as the franchise passing leader. George Pickens caught 93 balls for 1,429 yards. Javonte Williams ran for 1,201 yards and 11 scores. Jake Ferguson posted a career-high 8 touchdowns. Every offensive starter returns. The defense returns almost nobody, and the reason traces to one offer Dallas made this spring for a star pass rusher, an offer a rival outbid, forcing this front office into a completely different plan. A 34-year-old coordinator arrived from Philadelphia with a record of turning young defensive backs into all-pros, and he has moved Dallas to a 3-4 front. Rashawn Gary came from Green Bay. Jalen Thompson and Kobe Durant joined the secondary. Dee Winters arrived from San Francisco in the draft. DeMarvion Overshown wears the green dot in a contract year. Jerry Jones counted 9 new defenders and 5 former first-round picks. The NFC East has crowned no repeat champion in over 20 years, and Dallas opens on Sunday night at a rival with a new head coach. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Cowboys and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Dallas scored 471 points last season and finished 7th in the NFL in scoring. The Cowboys ranked 2nd in total yards per game at nearly 392 and 5th in expected points added per play. Dak Prescott led the entire league in passing yards, completions, and attempts, finishing with 4,552 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. On the 23rd of November, he passed Tony Romo for the franchise passing record on his first throw of the second half, then brought Dallas back from 21 points down to beat Philadelphia 24-21. George Pickens arrived from Pittsburgh and produced 93 receptions, 1,429 yards, and 9 touchdowns in his first Dallas season, earning his first Pro Bowl. CeeDee Lamb cleared 1,077 yards in 14 games while fighting an early ankle injury. Jake Ferguson caught 82 passes for 600 yards and 8 scores. Javonte Williams carried 252 times for 1,201 yards and 11 touchdowns, then signed a 3-year extension. Pickens plays this season on a franchise tag worth over $27 million with no holdout planned. The camp questions on offense are narrow and specific. Brian Schottenheimer opened the left tackle job between Tyler Guyton and Nate Thomas, telling reporters he intends to make Guyton earn it. Sam Howell and Joe Milton split repetitions all spring for the backup quarterback role. Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, and Malik Davis are fighting to be the second running back. Brevin Spanford is pushing Luke Schoonmaker for the second tight end job. None of those answers moved the ceiling here because the ceiling was never the issue in Dallas. Christian Parker became the youngest defensive coordinator in Cowboys history when Dallas hired him on the 22nd of January. He spent the previous 2 seasons in Philadelphia as passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach, where Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean both earned first-team All-Pro honors in 2025. Before Philadelphia, he developed Patrick Surtain II in Denver into a 3-time All-Pro. Before Denver, he worked in Green Bay as a defensive quality control coach during Rashawn Gary's rookie season, which makes their reunion in Dallas 7 years in the making. Parker is converting Dallas to a 3-4 base after years of 4-3 structure. He described the appeal as body type flexibility, explaining a 3-4 opens 4 down, 5 down, 6 down, and 3 down fronts from identical personnel. The stated goal is showing quarterbacks the same picture before every snap. Donovan Eziraku shifts from defensive end to outside linebacker in the new alignment after posting 40 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks and 26 pressures as a rookie, along with a top 5 pass rush grade among all first-year players. The interior gives this scheme its foundation. Quinnen Williams arrived at the 2025 trade deadline from the New York Jets. Kenny Clark came from Green Bay in the Micah Parsons deal. Otito Ogbonia and Jonathan Bullard signed in free agency, and Dallas moved Osa Odigizua to San Francisco for the 92nd overall pick. Parker wants 6 defenders handling the run, so his safeties never leave the back end. Understanding why this matters requires looking at one number from last season nobody has put on screen. Dallas rotated its safeties after the snap on 18% of defensive plays last season, ranking in the bottom 5 of the NFL. This single figure explains the collapse better than any highlight reel. Opposing quarterbacks walked to the line, saw exactly what coverage Dallas was running, and threw into the space the picture handed them. The defense was honest, static, and readable from the first snap of the game. And every competent passing offense in the league solved it inside of a quarter. Parker has stated his primary coverage goal involves limiting explosive plays through disguise and leverage, giving quarterbacks the illusion of open space before closing it fast. Running the scheme demands safeties, who process quickly and hold up in multiple alignments. Jalen Thompson started 87 games in Arizona and carries 9 career interceptions. P.J. Locke spent 3 seasons under Parker in Denver and has logged snaps in the box, at free safety, and in the slot. Dallas needed a third piece with range, and the draft delivered one. The bill for fixing the front came first. Dallas sent a 2026 second-round pick, the better of 2 2027 first-round picks, and defensive tackle Mozzie Smith to the Jets for Quinnen Williams in November. Jerry Jones told reporters at the Combine he planned to borrow from the future, and he had already started. Williams earned a Pro Bowl selection in his half season with Dallas. The Cowboys still walked into April holding 2 first-round selections, and what they did with them reshaped this entire back seven. Dallas traded picks 12, 177, and 180 to Miami, moved up a single spot, and selected Caleb Downs 11th overall. Downs won the 2025 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year Award, the Jim Thorpe Award, and the Lott Trophy, and finished as a 2-time unanimous All-American at Ohio State after starting his career at Alabama. Jerry Jones described him as a prize sitting there. His rookie contract carries nearly $29 million, fully guaranteed with a 5th-year option attached. Here's the part most previews leave out. Downs is a safety who takes most of his snaps at nickel corner. Dallas put him in the slot immediately during spring work while training him at deep safety and parallel, and Parker intends to start him inside before widening his responsibilities. The best safety in the draft opens the season covering slot receivers and tight ends, which lets Dallas stay in nickel personnel no matter what formation an offense brings onto the field. Jalen Thompson and Malik Hooker give Parker experienced options on the back end while Downs works inside. The rest of the class went defense too. Dallas traded back from 20 with Philadelphia, gained 2 extra 4th-round picks, and still landed Malachi Lawrence at 23rd overall, an edge rusher with 7 sacks in his final UCF season and 20 for his career. Jyshawn Barham followed at 92 after 2 years at Maryland and 2 at Michigan, where he posted 10 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. Between those picks, Dallas sent selection 152 to San Francisco for D. Winters, who led the Niners with 101 tackles. Philadelphia remains the standard until somebody proves otherwise, though the roster looks different now. The Eagles lost Nakobe Dean, Brandon Graham, Jalen Phillips, Adoree Jackson, and Reed Blankenship, added Marquise Brown, Jonathan Greenard, and Rick Woolen, and handed Jalen Hurts his 4th offensive coordinator in 5 seasons in Sean Mannion. Christian Parker spent the last 2 years inside the Eagles building. He knows the protections, the route concepts, and the tendencies. And Dallas hosts Philadelphia on Thanksgiving for the first time since 2014. The New York Giants hired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons in Baltimore and are building everything around Jackson Dart. New York traded Dexter Lawrence, the second to Cincinnati, for a second first-round pick, and poured the capital into the roster surrounding their young quarterback. The Giants finished 4 wins and 13 losses last season and have not reached the playoffs since 2022. Washington paid Odafe Owe, drafted Sonny Styles, installed David Blough as offensive coordinator, and still depends almost entirely on Jaden Daniels staying upright for 17 games. Dallas finished 4 wins and 2 losses inside the NFC East last season while carrying the worst scoring defense in football. Dallas holds advantages nobody else in this division owns. The Cowboys have the most productive quarterback in the group, 2 1,000-yard receivers, the second most total yards in football last season, and now a defense stocked with recent first-round talent at every level. Oddsmakers set the Dallas win total at 9.5. The division has produced no repeat champion in more than 20 years. All of this became possible because of one phone call Dallas lost in March. Before free agency opened, the Cowboys chased Max Crosby. Dallas offered Las Vegas the 12th overall pick, a 2027 second-round pick, and a veteran player. Baltimore outbid them with 2 first-round picks, and Crosby went to the Ravens. In March, losing the negotiation looked like a franchise failure. In hindsight, it became the most valuable thing to happen to this front office all year, because Dallas has kept the 12th pick and spent it moving up for Caleb Downs. What followed was the most aggressive defensive overhaul in recent Cowboys memory. Dallas traded a 2027 fourth-round pick to Green Bay for Rashawn Gary, who owns 46.5 career sacks, a 2024 Pro Bowl selection, and 7.5 sacks with 20 quarterback hits across 15 starts last season. They signed Jalen Thompson to a 3-year deal, added Kobe Durant and PJ Locke, brought back Sam Williams and Tyrus Wheat, and drafted 5 defenders including LT Overton and Devin Moore. Jerry Jones put a number on all of it after the draft. Dallas added 9 new players on defense through trades and free agency, and 5 of them are former first-round picks in Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Caleb Downs, and Malachi Lawrence. Not one of those 5 was on this roster at this point 12 months ago. Jones said the concept of what Dallas does defensively has changed completely, and he added the club executed a dramatic change rather than a cosmetic one. The remaining question involves whether 9 new names translate into wins on a schedule opening in prime time. The calendar gives Dallas a real path. The Cowboys own the 13th easiest schedule in the league, opening on Sunday Night Football at the New York Giants on the 13th of September, hosting Washington in Week 2, then facing Baltimore and Rio de Janeiro before a short week in Houston. The bye does not arrive until Week 14, the latest in team history since 1990. 6 of the 17 games land in night windows. Philadelphia visits Arlington on Thanksgiving, and the season closes on the road in Washington. Here's the call. Dallas wins 11 games and takes the NFC East, and Christian Parker's defense finishes inside the top 15 in points allowed after ranking dead last in 2025. This marks a 17-spot jump from a unit returning almost nobody, and the offense needs 0 improvement for the math to work. A league average defense behind last season's offense produces 11 or 12 wins. Sportsbooks currently list Dallas playoff odds at even money. The equation was never complicated in Dallas. The personnel finally matches it. Drop your Cowboys record prediction in the comments and subscribe before the next breakdown lands, because camp opens in Oxnard on the 29th of July and the answers start arriving fast. DeMarvion, Overshown staying healthy for 17 games matters more than any other single variable on this roster. Caleb Downs at nickel corner remains the swing piece for the entire secondary. One more battle deserves close attention, because the left tackle job in Dallas carries consequences reaching every corner of this offense.